And let me share my screen. Okay, there we go. Okay, so welcome to our second voluntary session. I am Professor Shaw, and it's okay if you couldn't make it. I'm going to put this up to YouTube so this way people can watch it later on. I will go over I'm going to review module 3. That's the module we're currently working on and kind of finishing up. And then I'll give a preview to module 4, which I have opened up a little early. So this way, if people want to start to work on it, they can. And it'll give them a little bit of as we get close to Thanksgiving, it'll give them even a little bit of a break. So anyway, so far for modules 1, I got all the grading done for the activity 1 and the assignment 1 and gave it all back to you inside of either Anthology or inside of Brightspace. For module 2, there was no activity or assignment. For module 3, there was the Law Expert graphic organizer. As soon as people put those up, I tried to have them graded as soon as possible, so this way people can start to work on their presentations. These courses are really short. They're really quick and they're fast, but it's amazing that you're done with 3 credits within, was it 8 weeks? So it's truly amazing how quickly they'll get your degree going. But these courses, there's no real time to waste. So that leads us, right now we're inside of module 3, which has to do with ISTE standard 3, which is digital citizenship. So after you do the Law Expert graphic organizer, which I gave back to you, I asked you to develop a presentation. You could pick a particular law like FERPA, or there's SIPA, or there's COPA, which these are all laws. They either are directly or indirectly associated with technology inside of schools. You have the Children's Internet Protection Act, which is directly linked to using technology inside and outside of schools. There's also Grace's law, which is about cyberbullying, but there's some other laws that you might not think about, like, for instance, civil rights. Civil rights is a policy that is just across all different aspects of teaching and learning in school, that it still has that intersection with technology. You still have to think about that as you go forward, because people could have the civil rights breached online just as much as they do in face-to-face experiences. IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, that sometimes when it comes to the assistive technology people may use, that could have an issue when it comes to associated with technology or not. So some of these laws are really directly or indirectly associated with using technology in schools. So I asked you to create a presentation based on what you've learned. So I'm not asking you to do like 10 different policies or laws. I'm asking you to select one. Some people picked a topic instead of a law. For instance, if they want to look at cyberbullying, maybe they look at Grace's law, maybe they looked at the digital divide. I'm still absolutely open to that. That's fine, but you still have to you have to meet the expectations set forth through the presentation. And I'm going to go over that briefly. So there's an introduction. That's pretty easy. You just introduce yourself. You introduce who the audience is, as in what stakeholder did you develop this for? And what I mean by stakeholder is, did you create this for parents, for educators, for your own students? Indicate that, because there's a different type of atmosphere. There's a different tone and delivery when you create it for a different audience. Obviously, I would do something differently for students than I would with parents, and I would do something differently for my faculty or for my staff members than I would with parents. So introduce yourself, and why is this topic so important to education? Then part B is look at the historical context of the law, the policy, the topic. Why was it needed? Why was a law like, for instance, Grace's law? I'll use that as an example. Grace's law came about because cyberbullying was really not regulated well. The policies and the laws weren't very strict, to where if I were to cyberbully somebody, I could maybe have to pay a fine, and that was about it. Then you had, a situation where a young lady ended up killing herself because she was being absolutely brutalized and cyberbullied online. They ended up creating, they did a campaign to try and create a type of law for cyberbullying, and ended up creating and crafting Grace's Law, which actually made it more of a criminal offense. It made it stricter punishments, stiffer fines, and so forth. So anyway, historical context, why did it come about? What was the what is the policy trying to address? C is asking for a law definition. Now, you did a lot of that when you went and looked at your graphic organizer, when you looked up all the laws and stuff. The issue is all the places that you went, a lot of it was written in that lawyer speak, the legalese, the very thick language. You don't have to write it like that. You can put it into your own definition, but of course you're going to be citing content. That is, cite the source in which you found the resource. We used APA 7th edition. If you're, you can look up online and find a guide or a resource that'll kind of talk about what are the ins and outs of APA 7th edition. I help to try and give you feedback on your citation methods. So this way, don't feel bad if it's not perfect. As long as you try to, we'll keep on working on it. I will say this, I do have this here that I purchased a couple of years ago. It is Concise Guide to APA Style. This costs $15 on Amazon. Just make sure it's the 7th edition. Every 5 or 10 years, they come up with a new edition. You want to be able to cite the content. So this way it's, that it's not your words, it's the words that you found someplace else. It's an idea. Letter D is the rationale for the law. I ask you to go and find some resources out there that explain why do we need this law? And I ask you to find 5 sources, and one has to be peer reviewed. That is it's something that is in an academic journal that has been vetted by vetted by academics, vetted by a board that, that is fairly it's a trustworthy resource that you would use inside your presentation. Then I ask you to make a direct connection to the ISTE's Standard 3, which has to do with citizenship. They call it citizens. How does the law or the policy or the topic associated with what you end up finding, how does it relate back to ISTE citizens? How does it relate to, why do students need to learn this? Why is it about digital citizenship? Why is it so important? So I ask you to make a direct link back to the ISTE standard. And F and G have to deal with presentation best practices and also creating a reference slide. So when you have all of your end resources at the very end, just put them at the end. Somebody asked me, where do I put the academic integrity statement? You can put it on the title slide. You can put it on the cover slide. You can put it at the very end if you'd like. As long as it's a part of it, it's absolutely fine. If you forget it, a lot of times when you do the submission and you're just like, hey, Mr. Shaw, I state that this is, I had no help in doing this activity and stuff. You can even put that academic integrity statement right in as you put it into Brightspace. So feel free with that. I will say that this presentation is going to go into 2 places. It's going to go into Brightspace. It's also going to go into Anthology Portfolio. I have you do it in 2 places because with presentations, it's a little easier to give feedback in Brightspace than it is in Anthology Portfolio. However, I need that data inside of the portfolio, so I just ask you for this one assignment to put it in both places. It makes my life easier, and I'm able to give good feedback back to you for your resource. So let's talk about this peer review. So with the peer review, what I end up doing is some people, they're great at developing presentations. Some people, this might have been their very first academic / professional presentation they've done in years. So what I ended up doing is I created this peer review, which again, working and collaborating together, that is part of the ISTE standards. As collaborators, I actually get you to do a peer review process. What you're going to do is you're going to take a rough draft of your presentation. You're going to upload it to module 3, inside of module 3 of Brightspace. So I'm going to just go right over to Brightspace real quick and show you what I'm talking about. Going into module 3. As I scroll down, you'll see right here, here's the peer review. I tried to make groups right here as best as I could. I will say this is that some people have asked me, especially in the last session, what happens if my the person that created what happens if my partner doesn't upload their presentation? If they don't, number one, I don't penalize the person that's been here and doing their work and has uploaded their assignment and they're waiting to do that. I don't penalize them. What I end up doing is I'm going to keep on nagging the cohort over and over again. Please make sure you upload this in a timely manner. We're right now inside that peer review window. So right now we're conducting that peer review. I still have a few people that haven't done it. I think I'm at probably about 75% of people have uploaded it. So you're more than welcome to conduct the peer review. I may extend this into the November 12th, so I may go a little bit longer just to make, I understand we are practicing teachers, I get it. But we have to keep this timely because this is an 8-week course, so we can't really sink behind very much. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to make sure that you are, sticking to your due dates as much as possible. So what you're going to do is inside of this peer review, you are going to take a look at your partner's presentation and give them feedback, give them praise, ask questions if you're unclear about something, or even give them recommendations or help them to fix things. I will say this is that if I notice that 1 or 2 people still haven't uploaded their assignments, I may adjust the groups to where people can participate and they're not going to be like lagging behind when they put assignments in. I have not marked anything late as of yet for any assignment in this class because I understand that we got kind of started quickly in this cohort. I want to try and be as fair as I can to people. So that's where we're at right now with this. Now, after this presentation peer review goes forward and you get feedback from your partner, you could do 2 things. One is you could take their advice, make some changes, do some fixing, or 2, you're like, wow, I don't agree with any of this. I'm willing to just reject their feedback and just go ahead and submit my work. You can do any of that. That's absolutely fine. It's really up to you. It's your assignment. I meant to do this peer review not to torture you, but really to kind of give you a nice fresh set of eyes to kind of help you. So when you're done, by the 13th, I want you to upload your presentation to, you're going to put 1 copy into here inside of Brightspace, right here where it says presentation. You'll click on here and you can upload your presentation to here. This is for a final copy after you revised it and it's clean and it's ready to grade. You're also going to put it into Anthology, into the portfolio. So let me go to my portfolio and show you where to put that at. This is one of the only assignments where I require it to go in both places. So I'm logging into Anthology portfolio. Mine's a little bit different, but you will go using the same directions I gave you to do your online discussions. We'll go to EDU 300. Here it is. It's finally opening. And you'll click on this one, Digital Citizenship Presentation. And here is where you'll upload your assignment, and then you'll submit it to me for grading. Okay. Are there any questions on the digital citizenship presentation? Any questions from module 3?
Yes, Professor. I still when I go into, I thought we had to submit the presentation already. I'm realizing it has to go through being peer reviewed first, which I did do. I submitted that last night. But when I went into trying to submit it for assignment 2, I still don't see the link.
You still don't see the link for assignment 2?
Right, I don't see a place where you can click on to upload your presentation, to get it off of your computer, upload it, and then to bring it on to Brightspace, the Brightspace platform.
So do you see this at the very bottom of module 3? Do you see this one right here?
Yes.
Okay, can you click in there?
All right, so
If you scroll
the one
down,
that says assignment,
yeah,
right,
well, it's you can get to it from assignments, but you can also get to it through module 3.
right, I'm in module 3.
Did you click on
I
assignment
scroll
number 2?
down. Say it again.
Did you click on assignment 2 at the very
Yeah,
bottom?
so I'm clicking on that. That's right after all the students' names, correct?
After all the students' name. Hold on, let me check. I was on the wrong screen. Yeah, it's right here. This one right here.
Hold on, let me go back to Zoom. Where's your cursor? I can't see. Right, so I clicked on that.
This one right here.
Yes, that I did.
Uh-huh.
And the only link is that blue one right there that says EDU 5, what is that, 536?
536.
What am,
Are you talking
hold on.
about are you in chalk and wire still?
No, I'm in Brightspace.
Uh-huh.
I clicked on assignment number 2, digital citizenship presentation.
Correct.
I scrolled down and it says EDU 556, 300 digital
Yeah, that's
citizen.
just that's an attachment. Yep.
Right. That's
Uh-huh.
all I have. There's nothing else.
There's nothing at the very bottom that says upload document here.
No, I can share my screen because that's the thing that's been perplexing me because I'm pretty good at this. I know how to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Here, let me grant you access so this way you can share your screen. Let's see, all participants. Let me stop sharing. Go ahead, please.
that's the only reason I sent that email because entire screen, Zoom. It's not allowing me to share.
So it says advanced.
Choose what to share, entire screen, window. All right, I have it. I'm sorry.
Okay, I see PG County Chrome.
Hold on, let me, am I sharing this?
You're sharing your PG County School Max page. So I see phone numbers and email addresses.
Okay, I'm sorry. I clicked on the wrong thing. Let me stop sharing that. I apologize. Chrome tab. All right. Hopefully they do.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, scroll down. Okay, so you clicked on the assignment. Do task. Follow instructions, complete the assignment. Can you scroll back down? I'm sorry. No, down. You're going up. Last visit. Yeah, just stick there. Activity details. Why is that? I have it marked in here as an assignment. Derek, just hold on 1 second. Let me check. Huh. Okay. All right, Derek, go ahead. You can stop sharing. I'm going to start sharing again. I'm going to show you where to put it. I may have just not linked it properly, but I can show you where to upload it tonight, and you can be done with it, no problem. So
Okay.
so let me go ahead and share again. Here we go. And yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, so if you go to activities up here instead of going to content, if you go to activities and go to assignments, you should be able to see assignment 2 digital citizenship presentation here. Do you see that?
All right. Go to activities.
Yep.
And then go to assignments.
Yep. Click on that.
All right.
And that should allow you to upload it.
And I'm looking for, let me see, where is it? Activity, assignment 2, digital.
Yep. The presentation.
Click on that. And okay, it says download all files, attachments.
Yeah. I mean, are you sure you want to submit it right now?
No, I just
That's where you'll do it. Yeah. I'll also figure out why it's not linked properly. It was linked fine in the last class, so I don't know what's going on with that. It may just be an instructional design error. I can fix that for you, but no problem.
Okay.
Yep.
All
So
right.
yeah. So let me go ahead and just stop sharing real quick. And
All right.
are there any other questions about module 3, about the digital citizenship presentation, about anything in Brightspace? Okay. I'm going to go ahead, since you all were nice enough to actually join me today, I'm going to go ahead and give you a sneak peek at module 4. So I'm going to go to content, and I'm going to go to module 4. So I just opened this up about an hour ago. And in module 4, again, this is related to ISTE standard 7, I believe, which is analyst. So in here, you're going to be using data to improve student achievement. So we know that data is everywhere. We know that teachers use data every day. They use all sorts of data. Well, in this task, you kind of integrate technology with good teaching practices to make informed instructional decisions about your students. What you're going to start with first is there's a plan right here. So the module 4 plan, like all the other modules, kind of gives you
Excuse me.
Yes.
Professor, are you supposed to be sharing?
Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. You just
Okay. I'm sorry.
Nope, don't apologize. You saved my bacon. Okay. So module 4 right here is the plan for any module. I try to put a plan this way I can put it in place for you, and you can kind of walk step by step through the entire process. So there is a presentation I've created and crafted on using data to improve student achievement. I also found some good readings and some good videos that talk about why data is so important for educators. I show them a data conversation in case somebody doesn't know what a data conversation is. There's some short readings. These aren't very long readings, but they are very useful when it comes to using data inside of a classroom or learning environment. And there's an assignment and there's an activity. Okay, so let me start with the activity first. The activity, for both the activity and the assignment, you're going to be manipulating a grade book. It's just an Excel spreadsheet, and you're going to do some simple functions inside of Excel. If you're not an Excel, used to using Excel, it's a good practice. If you're used to using Excel, that's absolutely fine. It's not going to give you an aneurysm, I promise. And I also provide you with tools and resources to help you to learn how to use Excel or any spreadsheet document. There are a lot of learning management systems now. A lot of people are using data in different ways. I totally understand that. But in the Excel, manipulating and using Excel and graphing and stuff like that, that's a very small piece of what you're going to do for this assignment. The most important thing is analyzing the data and making informed instructional decisions about your students, or about fictitious students in this case. So what you're going to do first is go back out to the main module, and you're going to do a practice grade book. So if you go scroll down, you'll find a practice gradebook right here. If you click on it, you're going to download a simple practice gradebook spreadsheet. Open it up real quick. And here we go. You should be able to see this. What I'm going to ask you to do is find the averages. Let me kind of give you the lay of the land. The rows going across, these are students. I just didn't name them. So you have 10 students here. And you have 5 assessments here, and you have 5 assessments here. They're all underneath the one academic standard with some small goals underneath here. This link used to be to the state curriculum. The state curriculum has changed all of their interface. I'm having difficult times finding the curriculum for Maryland, the Maryland State curriculum. It's hard to find now because they've changed the entire Maryland State page. I'm going to ask you to just put in a standard here. You can just type in whatever standard you want. Say, for instance, if you're working in math and you're doing division, you might go and find a division standard from your county or something like that. Prince George's County has a curriculum. And you're also then going to put like a goal or objective that might be underneath that standard. This is really just meant for you to add text to a text field. It's very easy. You can either click in here and type away, or you can click in here and copy and paste something. So, and you're like, okay, well, let me show you what else that you can do. You're going to also then find averages going across here. And also you're going to find averages for the assessments, and you're going to find averages for the goals. Okay. You're like, wow, you kind of whizzed through that really fast. This is what I've provided for you. Right above the practice gradebook is the practice gradebook tutorial video. This walks you on what to do for the entire presentation, for what to do with the spreadsheet, what to do with the practice gradebook. So if I hit the play button. Greetings, everyone. This is a screencast. It's going to turn my voice down there a little bit. And it takes you through a screencast of how to work with this document. Homepage of Maryland State. Next. And as you can see, I put standards in here. I put goals and objectives in here. And I start to work in here on changing fonts. I'll do some calculations here. Right down here, I'm doing all of these. I'm finding averages. I'll go to additional places. I'm just running through this real fast. I also then go to a chart and I add titles. And I also manipulate other tabs in here. Okay, so this whole entire 10-minute video walks you through how to do the entire practice gradebook. Tired of hearing my voice already. So for that, this practice gradebook, all these resources help prepare you for the assessment, which is assignment 3, using data to improve student achievement. When I click in there, I see 3 documents. I see this, which is another grade book, but you'll notice a big difference here is the grade book has more students. It actually has student names here, just 25 of them. Instead of 2 goals, it has 3 goals, but it has 5 assessments underneath each goal. And they still have to do all the averages. They have to find all the goal averages, the student averages. They're finding lots of averages. There's also graphs of the goal averages. Right now, this is all empty, and you'll fill it up as this grade book gets filled in. You'll end up seeing a lot of things get auto-populated in here. There's an attendance book. There's a homework average. There's also additional data in here that'll help you for your data analysis, which I'll talk about in a second. So you're going to use this for your assignment grade book. It's much bigger. It's a little bit more complex, but you'll practice every single skill on your practice grade book. So that's the first thing I give you. Then next, I give you an entire description of what I want you to do for this activity. Candidate directions, that's just basically a fun way of saying here are the directions for you. You're going to take on the role as a member of a school improvement team. Okay, your school has 3 main goals. One is that all students will achieve an average score of at least 7 out of 10 on goals 1, 2, and 3 on all of those different assessments. B, all students will achieve a score of at least 4 out of 5 on homework completion and accuracy. And finally, letter C is all students will have at least 95% school attendance ratings. So you're going to find out and see if you make and fulfill all of these different school improvement goals. So that's A. You don't even have to do anything for A. But part B, demonstration of proficiency. This is where you actually complete and develop your own grade book. So I'm going to give you this grade book right here, the one I just opened up, the one that you just saw. You're going to complete all of the averages. You're going to import all the content. You're going to look at your grade book. You're going to label the graph. You're going to, find the attendance. You're going to find the homework completion rating. You're going to basically be going in here and fulfilling the grade book. All right. So that's letter B, basically taking you through and doing the whole grade book and building it out. Letter C is about data analysis and instructional decisions. So you have all this data inside of this grade book now. What are you going to do with it? It asks you to do a data analysis of how your students performed, who did well, who did poorly. And from all that data, looking at all the trends and looking, did your students fulfill those 3 school improvement goals? But after that, then it asks you to kind of make some informed instructional decisions. Okay, if my students did so poorly in homework, what are some ideas I could do to improve homework completion? What are some interventions? What are some strategies to help them? Okay, so that's going into A, into B, into C. You're making all these, you're coming up with all these instructional decisions. And then below here, I even give you some students and I ask you to kind of give them some feedback to help them. So this way you can kind of improve. You can also practice how to give students feedback. So what's due for this assignment? One is a completed grade book. You're going to develop the grade book, and I'll show you another tool and another resource that'll help you. You're going to create another document, a Word. You can do this in Word documents just fine. You're going to do a data analysis, a simple data analysis of how everybody's doing in your grade book. You're also then going to make informed instructional decisions. You're going to be basically doing all this part right here. You're going to be answering this right here, A, B, and C for doing the data analysis. You're also going to do A, B, and C for making instructional decisions based on the data. This shows that you're a data analyst. It shows you that you're analyzing data and you're making informed instructional decisions. Okay. Now, the practice grade book is due in about 10 days. That's plenty of time to do a quick practice grade book. Okay. This assignment's due the 27th, which I think is technically after Thanksgiving. I am giving 17 days for you to complete this this task. I want to do extra time so this way you can, for the people that are the people that really need to get this done, they want to enjoy their Thanksgiving, or there's a lot of things going on for Thanksgiving. They can get it done, they can have a little bit of a break. 2, if I have people that are kind of procrastinating, it'll give them a little bit more time to kind of get everything together and do the work properly. So I'm trying to cater this to 2 different types of learners, style of learner. And that is assignment number 3. Now this one just has to go into Brightspace. I'm sorry, just has to go into Anthology Portfolio. I'm not going to make you submit it inside of Brightspace, inside of Anthology Portfolio. You don't have to do that. This one is different than a presentation. This is a one document and one spreadsheet. I can grade that inside of the Anthology Portfolio with no problem at all. I'll give you plenty of feedback. And that is what you do for Module 4. Are there any questions? You're going to get the same detailed instructions and information you got for modules 2 and 3. I know that the announcements tend to be very long. but that's because I'm really putting a lot of detail in it. So this way you can go step by step to kind of go through that progression of learning. And I try to make these modules as easy to get through. And I know that sometimes we have commitments and we have to stop and start. At least you can pick up where you left off. So this way I try to my best to do that for you. At this point, I'm going to just stop recording.